And I would say, in particular, a guy named Dale Corson was absolutely unbelievable in his dedication to the work he did. I think I see his head shining above the other people on the back row. Thank you, Dale. You did a great job. This Prison Chapel Coalition became a closely knit organization. We didn't have too many meetings. We were so well organized we could do it in bits and pieces and things. And our first meeting was over at the conference room of the local library. A place was easy to get to. A place Joe could find. He doesn't get around too well in big cities, you know, so we were kind of concerned about that. We were very, very impressed with Dr. Joe's presentation. He was accompanied by some guy named Glenn Short that's an architect of some repute here in the state of Oklahoma. He's a member, actually one of the partners of a firm called Frankfurt, Short, and Bruza. He's the middle person in that organization. They haven't done much in the way of architecture in the state of Oklahoma besides one thing, putting the dome on the Capitol. And this is your second fine job, right? Thank you so much. We were enthused with the presentation that they made. They asked the questions. They thought we were for real. We thought they were for real. And we said go. We sat down and had a budget on the back of an envelope of $480,000. I don't know where that came from. But Joe gave us some time parameters to meet. He said he could move us to the top of the list if we could get some things done, which we did. And it moved forward from there. The financing plan was actually, the first thing is, I've been in construction for over 50 years, to be honest with you. I know a little bit about it. I've never entered into a deal without knowing, number one, what the estimates are going to be, to put together a budget, to put together financing, to put it all together. We stepped up there entirely on faith with no common sense at all, and bid off this building knowing we could do it, and we did. And that's how those things work out sometimes. Nevertheless, we moved forward, and what you see here today is what's happened since then. The construction proceeded with lots of good things happening. Number one, first thing after we got things in place out here, got located, the construction began with donated concrete, no cost, on top of donated fill, delivered and leveled, no cost, with donated reinforcing steel, delivered, no cost. With labor, 16 Spanish-speaking people that came in from Oklahoma City through a connection we had and furnished all the labor to pump, place, level, trowel, and finish the concrete. And there's a person here in this room who's very helpful making the arrangement to get that concrete too, Bill. We appreciate your help. But this is the company that's doing the work for the Alva State Bank downtown. They wanted to put a little something back in the community. What a wonderful thing to do. So I can't mention all these things particularly. That's just the start. The fact that the roof, the windows in here are donated, the shingles are donated, all sorts of good things happen. I've got a few friends in the industry that you can twist your arm, you know, and get something once in a while if you don't do it too often. The work proceeded on schedule, and as we got further along, we began to think, I was worried about trying to get this thing to work financially, being very, very careful. All of a sudden, it seemed like we were ahead of the game at $30 a square foot. And I thought, you don't do things that cheap. We can make this thing a little better. So we decided to really dress this thing up. You notice on the floor, we have a real high-quality, durable carpet that's going to be here a long time. We even decided to furnish a high-quality sweeper to keep it clean. On those donated windows, we decided to put some good wood Venetian blinds in there. If you wash your hands in the restroom, there is a high-velocity dryer that'll dry them in about 2 seconds. It'll also blow you out the door if you don't have your feet well spread. The instant hot water is available. You don't have to wait for it to run from some other part of the building to get there, because we have needs for hot water on one end and 2 restrooms on this end. The granite in the windowsills here, we had a little left over. We had to put it up here. Had some more left over, so we put it up around the top of the sound booth up there. And we have just a few pieces left to put on granite windowsills in her office. She felt kind of bad that this was looking so much better than the warden's office. So, Janice, I think we could probably do that. The bad thing was I had to haul those things from Oklahoma City in my car, and we could only go about 40 miles an hour. The car was just like this. I didn't realize how much granite weighed. They put in a few pieces few extra pieces because they thought I was going to screw it up, and I wasn't doing it, so we had no problem at all. Every piece was used. The furnishings, when you start these things, you don't think about furnishing, but we had to have some chairs, some tables, and some furniture for the offices out here in the library. And we decided that maybe we could step up the next level and get some of these things. We talked about maybe a small screen TV. Dr. Joe kind of kept telling us about this big screen TV, so we just got two of them to prove him wrong. We can do it. The only other thing I would really mention is we probably have a first in the state of Oklahoma, particularly in the prison system. We have a ceramic tile closet around the mop sink. We got donations of tile from here, there, and everywhere else. We just kept laying it, It looks pretty good. At this point, though, I think we've accomplished some things here. First, I got 6 items I'd like to bring up. Add an additional faith-based leg to the program of rehabilitation that's here. I think we can strengthen this program. It was about to go away just because of lack of facilities. Number 2, we've added a closer tie to the religious organizations here in Alva. I think either today or sometime soon we're going to have a memorial of some sort for the people that have been serving out here. I think you've seen some increased activity of people wanting to get on board and become lay pastors, so to speak. We have provided a top-notch facilities, better than anything in the state of Oklahoma, to be used for this. It can be used for a number of other things. This building will be used for chapel purposes, but other times this will be used for things like visitation and things like this, and give them a first-class environment. By tightening up this solid relationship, which has been good all along, now it's better, between the community and the prison out here. We have reinforced that already strong relationship. And last, I think by careful control of the costs and things, we have worked hard. You people have been very generous with us. The material people have been very generous. People furnishing their labor have been very generous. And we may have a couple of dollars left over. We think we will. And there's been some talk, and we're going to try to start a program to put a little fence around this area on the southeast corner of the property here. We think with a little bit of help, maybe we can make that work. So that's something that's been desired. We had an original promise of everything being inside the fence. It did not happen, and we think that would be something good to do with this money. We're going to continue making this nice. I mean, the oak trim, the oak doors, check the quality of the finishing on the doors, and the woodwork is just unbelievable. But what we intend to do possibly is have a little fund left over to do something else and make some good things happen. So the miracle on East Flynn continues. 15 years ago, we had stage 1. This is stage 2, and we're happy to be here. To do what we've done, I'd like to thank each of you. Everyone I see in the audience, I think of the part you had with it was picking up this fiberglass baptistry in the steeple down in far southeast Oklahoma with some tire trouble and things, Dale, with sending a truck over to Muskogee or Tulsa to pick up scaffolding for the bricklayers to lay the brick. All sorts of things like that have happened, and it just continues. It just got better and better. The sound system and everything, we've had volunteers working on things, and it's been a great ride, and I want to thank all of you for your contribution.